Volatility is certainly heating up, and Shiba Inu coin is no exception. Guys, we are seeing crazy down days. We are seeing some of the most record-setting up days in the stock and crypto markets as well. And a lot of it, of course, is focused on these tariffs that Donald Trump is imposing on other countries out there. So we'll focus a little bit on that in this video. But we're going to be talking about Shiba Inu coin teasing a 42% rally after, of course, dodging adding that zero, bouncing back beautifully to about 1,200 points per coin. Let's go over the price action. Let's go over what people expect. And if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, and as you can see, we have got a very nice rally to talk about with Shiba Inu coin here. The price action yesterday was insane, and of course, we're maintaining those gains today. If you come out here, you can see that Shiba Inu coin bounced beautifully off about 1,000 points per coin. Came down and touched 1,028 points and ran all the way up to 1,213. Now, of course, from there, it has been hitting resistance, tapping it, essentially all afternoon yesterday, all throughout the night, and into the morning today. Shiba Inu coin is using this 1,200 point per coin level as a level of resistance, as Bitcoin is doing roughly the same thing. So we're still being led by the overall market. Bitcoin had a very nice rally yesterday, tapping these levels around 82, 83,000. And here we are right now at about 81,500 on Bitcoin. So the overall market up dramatically over the last 24 hours. Very nice rallies. And of course, if you guys haven't seen the news, this is on the news that Donald Trump has postponed or suspended any of these new tariffs. They've been reduced to 10% on essentially all of the countries except for China. The tariffs against China have been increased because China is unwilling to negotiate. The rest of the world seems willing to negotiate to give the United States a more favorable outcome in their trade deals. China is not taking that direction. So we've increased the tariffs on China. We have reduced the tariffs until negotiations can be made on the rest of these countries. And the Shiba Inu coin price action, the Bitcoin price action, the stock market price action has all reacted favorably to that news. Now the fear, it is still a level of extreme fear, but the fear has improved dramatically as well, going from a level of 15 extreme fear to a level of 25 extreme fear. And as a matter of fact, I've got this fear and greed index up here as well. You guys can see the all-time fear and greed index. We are living in some of the most fearful situations that we have ever been in since the bear market of 2018. Think about that. And every single one of these dips is a major buying opportunity. If you begin to look at it that way, we're going to be able to accumulate cryptocurrency at rock bottom pricing, and you're going to be able to sell cryptocurrency if you wait until we are in extremely greedy situations at ultimate high prices. And you can trade that way. This is an excellent way to do it if you want to buy low and sell high. What everybody else wants you to do is they want to fear you, they want to scare you into selling low and then, of course, buying high. And once you can train yourself to ignore the emotion, once you can take yourself out of that situation, you're going to be much better off. But let's discuss what's going on with Shiba Inu coin here. It says the price of Shiba Inu coin continues to flirt with a key support level at about 1,100 points per coin, with just a few percentage points separating the popular meme coin from adding another zero to its number. So here's the deal with SHIB right now. The meme coin has been on a steady decline since the peak of late last year, and traders have been waiting to see if it can hold the current level, the support level, or if it's going to continue to slide and eventually drop to 900 points per coin. It says this almost happened at the beginning of the week as the U.S. stock market had its worst opening since about 1987, and the headlines screamed Black Monday. However, the cryptocurrency market remains strong, and according to various analysts, it absorbed all of the negative and downward movement over the previous weekend. Guys, and that Black Monday actually ended at break even. So everything that they were worried about, it's just fear-mongering that is taking place right now. Everything is going to be okay. And I've seen so many stupid posts out on X as well, telling you to sell your stuff, move on, go, leave, buy gold. It's the only thing that's ever going to have any value. Any sort of a bounce that we get from here on out is a dead cat bounce. The market is dead. It is over. And I think that is utter stupidity. Because the only way that takes place, the only way that this is a dead cat bounce, the only way that you should sell all of your assets is if you believe the United States is over, if you believe the world is over, and if you believe that this is the end. In that situation, sure. And what does it matter if you sell? If this truly is the end of the world, who cares if you have money, you have cash instead of stocks? It's not going to matter. But if you believe that growth is around the corner, whether that corner be tomorrow or whether that corner be 3 years down the road, if you believe that the United States, that the world is going to grow, you cannot be scared. You cannot be afraid. You cannot give up. If you simply buckle up, buckle in, whatever you want to call it, lock in, you are going to make massive amounts of money, especially because this dip is a very large dip. It says, at the time, the Shiba Inu coin slipped below resistance and landed about the 1,000 point per coin mark, where buyers rushed in, and after yesterday's sudden shift in U.S. tariff policy, pulled the Shiba Inu coin price up by 12%. Salvation arrived, and the most logical question now is what's next for Shiba Inu coin? There are several answers with a scenario behind each one of them. First, 1,250 to 1,400 points per coin range, and stay there. It's a safe option, which will ensure that Shiba Inu coin will not add a zero to its price and just accumulate at its lowest support level. The more daring option is that Shiba Inu coin could rocket to the 1,700 point per coin level, which is 42% above the current price. And to pull this move off, the magnitude of Shiba Inu coin is the conditions are much more serious than they are right now. At least some of the certainty about politics, economics, and markets is needed. Thus, it is more about the world than just Shiba Inu coin. And I agree. But here's the thing, guys. I am certain that this is not the end of the world. I am certain that we will pull through this. I am certain that we will see gains again. Look, it has been the same narrative every time we have faced a pullback, but it is so much worse because they hate Donald Trump so much that they are going to be willing to spit and spew fear, hate, and evil as much as they can. You guys have seen the videos, right? The same people that were calling for these exact measures to be done are now flip-flopping and saying that the man doing them is evil. The man doing them is ruining the world. They're the same ones calling for the same policy just a couple of years ago. Sure, we've got a lot of uncertainty out there. We've got a lot of what-ifs floating around. What if, let me pose another one. What if the market recovers? What if America is even in an even better situation than it currently is? What if you were scared into selling your assets because that's what they want you to do? Think about that. I know that I am buying. One of the places that I'm accumulating is the KSEX exchange. You got a link for it down in the description below. These guys are excellent in terms of their fees. 100x leverage. Literally, you're not going to find cheaper fees anywhere because stuff like Shiba Inu coin, Bitcoin's 0.01%, but Shiba Inu coin is literally 0%. So make sure to check them out if you guys are traders. And then if you are holding, I'm holding my cryptocurrency on the blockchain. I make sure that it is in my custody. It is my asset. And of course, I'm doing so with Best Wallet. You got a link for that down in the description as well. Absolutely free download. It's extremely user-friendly. You're going to love the interface. Even if you don't, test it out, see what you think, and let me know. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.